Guys, Akil Stokes here. Welcome back to another episode of the Trading Coach Podcast. As always, thank you for joining me. A big thank you for all the support that you have given the show. As you guys know, we've said this a lot, but we are consistently ranked as one of the top Forex podcasts on iTunes. Last month, we took a step backwards as far as increasing our monthly download numbers, but we are on track to crush it this month. So I'm excited about that. And again, thank you for just sharing the word and spreading what we're doing here. In today's episode, we're going to share with you another accountability session. This is an awesome one because this guy is probably the trader in which you aspire to be. And it's an interesting conversation where, unfortunately, his business was extremely hurt. He's in restaurant business, extremely hurt by the lockdown and the coronavirus pandemic that's going on. But instead of whining and moaning about it, he's looked at the positive of this and saying, hey, this is I have more time available and I'm going to use that time, and instead of just sitting on the couch and watching Netflix, I'm going to use that time to work on some of the things that I wanted to work on. And in this interview, he talks a little bit about how he's progressed as far as the trading goes and how he's really taken this time to kind of go back over certain aspects of his trading and really cross the T's and dot the I's, meaning paying attention to a little bit of the details and making some fine tunes and some tweaks here or there that he didn't necessarily have the time to do so before. So pretty cool interview. You're going to love it. For you guys that are on the platform, whether you're a trial member or a premium member, make sure you reach out to people like this. This is a perfect example of why we have that community, why we encourage everyone when they first join to kind of get on the platform, introduce themselves, and really start forming those networks, because I guarantee it's going to do nothing but benefit your trading. Lastly, at the very end of this interview, we talk a little bit about the daily chore indicator, and there was some confusion whether it was out or not. This is a little bit delayed in me bringing this to you, but you should have gotten an email, premium members, that daily chore strategy indicator is live. It is in the same section with all the other software that we give to you guys. You can plug and play, and trust me, it'll make your back testing life and your trading life so much easier, right? It's a strategy that used to take maybe 10 minutes to do. Now it'll take like 2 minutes once a day. So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. Like the podcast, rate the podcast, review the podcast, and let me know what you think of this episode.
Hello, Peter.
Can you hear me, can you?
I can. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm very well, mate. Very well. I'm just enjoying isolation, funnily enough.
I've gone past that. It's been a month now. The first week was good fun because you get a chance to relax, but oh my God, it gets tougher. And let me tell you.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, so tell us about you, because how has this affected you? Because we haven't spoken since this happened, and you've run a restaurant, right?
Yeah, we've got sort of a restaurant, and then in a big sort of food market, we've also got another sort of stall as well, where sort of people basically come up, buy food, and they'll sit in the sort of communal areas. But it's kind of it's not a traditional area. It's a bit funky, and it's a bit of a cool place to hang out. It's become one of the main places in Denver now to hang out. So so that's closed. That whole area is completely closed. The restaurant's closed, and we have another shop, and that's closed. So nearly all of the income streams, bar the little bit of trading I'm going to be starting doing, is all shut down, completely just gone. It's just like the carpet been pulled from under your feet.
Jeez. That's
and there's a lot of people that and I'm glad of a lot of things that I've got in place now. You're going to be having Death by Peter Stone over the next few days, because we're talking again on Monday about another thing. So I won't bore people with all of it. But yeah, it's really difficult for a lot of people, and I see a lot of people just going into panic mode and just almost thinking the world is over. But I'm looking at it the other way. I mean, we've talked about it in the live rooms. We've talked about it during the training during the week. You've got to think, right, okay, this is a time to use this time to benefit in other ways. And, I've been absolutely doing that. It's like Luke said there, setting the alarm in the morning, getting up, because it's very easy to lie in bed until 11, 12 o'clock, get up, Yeah, and yeah, the first few days, I admit we did take a bit of a rest because we had absolutely busted our guts for a long time, as Stephen will tell you from my accountability sheets. Who said it was like a fly on the wall documentary at times. But but yeah, look, it is what it is, and you just have to just get on with it, and that's basically what I've done. And I've used the time wisely. I've been diving more into the rooms with yourself and Akil. Sometimes I've been in. I think last week, well, obviously not this week, but a week before, I think I was in every single room.
Amazing. We had a lot of that, actually. Yeah, we had
just went for it. Just went for it, Jason. I just thought, right, just do it.
Yeah, not that there was a lot going on, but it was.
Yeah,
a lot of people. Great community, eh?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. As you say, it's about community and just not quite a shoulder to cry on, but it's just people can lean on each other a little bit, and you have we had a few little jokes going on around and a few little rants, and it just all helps just keep everybody going.
It certainly does. It certainly does, and it's a great attitude, great way to face something like this. I mean, I like the best thing I've seen, or the best way I can describe it is I like to look at things like this as being instructive instead of obstructive.
Yeah, agree.
And when you look at it as an instruction to adapt and to learn, it's no longer something that's it's no longer something that's kind of in the way. It's something that just happens that you have to get round, and it's a new learning curve. So when you can look at it like that, I think you can get through it a lot easier, and you can come out the other end even better, which I'm sure you will. I've no doubt you will. So look, I know we're going off on that. I think that is quite relevant to talk about, actually, because when you were last talking, you were kind of you had a nice structured routine. You were dealing with some family issues as well, I think, as well as trying to
it was it wasn't sort of like catastrophic family issues, but we were just having to sort of rally around and sort it. It was more.
It was a time constraint, though, wasn't it?
It was causing a time constraint. Yeah, absolutely, and that's probably the best way just to again summarize it without boring people because everybody has things going on.
Yes. Yeah.
Some people think. Go on, sorry.
Go on, mate. So I was just going to say. So how is that? Obviously, we've got more time now, but how is that? What does that mean for you? What does it? How have you?
Well, what it's meant for me is it's I have to say, Jason, I don't know. I'd actually got a plan because you said last time around I was going to have to show some charts, but because of the internet has got a bit weak, although we're on 4G, I have got some stuff that if you want to do a screen sharing, I can talk you through some stuff and bring you just to show you how I've done some learning and show you a little bit of maybe where I started off wrong and where I can show people like Luke, his first time. It might help him to overcome a few little obstacles and see, right, okay, he did that and it should have been done a bit better. So if we can do that, if that's possible, I'm going to be brave now.
You're going to have to take control of this. So you go over to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
And there's a little double screen image that says screen sharing.
Is that presentation? Is it? Oh, the screen sharing. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, the screen sharing. If you click that, it'll ask you to run in an app or open in browser.
Open in browser. Yep, doing it now.
You can do either or, and then there'll be another little prompt to share which screen.
Yeah, okay.
It should be self-explanatory, but it does have little gremlins sometimes.
Yeah, okay. We'll give it a lash anyway. No, because I wanted to show you actually through my charts, but if I run the charts, I found it in the live room. If I run the charts and I'm in the live room, I get the death of donut. I get that that donut of death going around in the screen.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you sharing this with us because I think this is extremely valuable for the other guys.
All right, it's trying to go. We'll try this one. We'll start with this one. Can you see that? Can you?
That is accountability session. Yes.
Right. Okay. Right.
Got
okay. These were the things that I will try another way. We'll just try maybe go through this way, and I can talk through some other stuff. So when I went back through my last accountability session, I'd put down I was going to do so many things. It was like a child in a sweet shop. I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. So I had to sort of like trim things down a little bit. So the first point there about finishing the course, absolutely done that, nailed that down, done that 100% correctly. Continue the growing relationship with Stephen. We've done that. We've I think we've probably talked about 3 times, I think, since via WhatsApp. And we've got the accountability sheets going backwards and forwards. And something myself and Stephen do, which, well, Stephen's idea. What we do is we put underneath in the notes section, we put down a few notes about, you know, how we're feeling, how the week's been, what's been good, what's been bad, and then we have on the other part of it underneath where you've got the, you know, your 5 key tasks. In the little area there, Stephen put in another box there, and in there we put down like partners notes. So this will be where we're replying back to each other, and it will be saying, well, yeah, don't be worrying about too much about that, or well, look, just here's an idea. I think if you did this, or, you know, just, you know what I'm saying. It's just basically critiquing each other, and not just being there to say, oh, well done, or I'm sorry for you. We, you know, the both of us have sort of have hit back with hard answers, you know.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And said, look, I think you need to do this. So that's been really good. The continuing to watching the podcasts and the live rooms. Until the lockdown, I was having to mainly tune into those being recorded. But since the lockdown, I've been in those a lot. And well, yeah, you've seen that yourself because you see who's in the room and who's not in the room, you know. So I think you've seen me in the room more than you would have historically seen me in the room.
Yeah, yeah.
Next item, I have failed dismally on.
Right.
I am here to take 10 lashes and be put in the stocks and have cabbages and tomatoes thrown at me, you know.
Okay, so you haven't done so much back testing.
No, and really, what that was really kind of the business piece that stopped that was, you know, we because of the way the virus started, we had a couple of chefs and stuff who actually had gone back to Thailand, and they basically, because of some of the travel restrictions, they got stuck, and now they're even more stuck. But you know, we've got round it. We'll get round it. It's not the end of the world, but we'll get round it. But it just meant up until the lockdown, we were a little bit light-handed. So I was having to literally roll my sleeves up and carry the bandeca. Sorry, carry the. I was having to be like, you know, be a waiter and serving people and helping out. But look, when you're the boss, you sometimes have to just jump in. And the fact is that I've learned all these things before. It's not such a bad thing, and you learn things as well because you maybe see something that's not quite as you think it should be, you know. So it's not bad. It's not a bad idea sometimes to just fall back into the different job roles, because you see and learn things, and you can come out learning for the business, you know.
Totally. Yeah.
And presenting back my results, that is something, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that because it's going to. I'm not sure I'm able to share the screen on that, but really what I've done is I've forward tested. I've completed my 100 forward tests of, as I named it quite aptly, the Grainstone Daily Grind, the daily chore. So I've completed my 100 trades on that forward testing.
Good.
And what I was looking to share, but I'm not sure it's going to work, is I was looking to try and share how I started off capturing everything. I was being very, very descriptive in everything, and would have been guilty historically of having my charts a little bit over busy because of the people I was working with before. You know, they would have said, "Look, we need to do this." And they were looking for the high quality trades, but it wasn't as bad as that when you showed on TradingView, but it was getting there, you know.
Yeah.
And so
right.
what I found I had to do was I went from putting down a big description. I mean, like writing here, I can read out one to you. This was on a EuroCAD sell trade. You know, the signal candle body was inside the 20 MA, wicking the 50, and 8. Day 1 and 2 bearish candles, day 3 neutral. And I was getting a little bit, and I thought to myself, this is not really going where I need to be going. And so in the end, I was just writing down, I mean, later on, I just put down here like Aussie yen sell winner, you know, Euro yen sell loss. Other one here, Oz Swiss did not activate. And And so that helped me to, in line with having really simple charts, it helped me to even more make everything black and white in my mind. So I did that really for my own learning and my own purposes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my results from that, and I had been looking to try and show you my own the spreadsheet I've been using, because there was a spreadsheet I'd put together myself 2 or 3 years ago. And so my results were as follows. I had, out of my 100 trades, I had 24 that did not activate.
Okay.
I had 55 winners. And then I had 21 trades, which if you've been able to see my sheet, you would have seen that I don't literally call them losses. I call them COB trades, cost of business trades.
Yep. Yep.
And that's how I had that even before I was even joined Tier 1. So when hearing you and Akil use that expression, I thought, right, well, I'm definitely on the right road here.
Yeah, you could just call them expenses. It's the sort of
and then so what it showed then is I had the win rate was 55%. The loss or cost of business rate was 21, and if you took all of the trades, the full 100 trades, I was averaging out at 24.74 pips per trade.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Now, what I was going to wanted to show on then is I had listed out about how I could potentially grow the account. But since, obviously, as I say, I was wanted to show this as really as how I've developed, I had, this was something I had down listed about going up by so many euros per point, how much I would earn and everything else like that. And then when I listened to your interview with SMB Capital in New York, I came up with I picked something out of that, and it's been really brilliant for me. It's really brilliant. And it was the thing of the feet on the ground, eyes on the stars. You remember the thing that Dr. Brett came out with?
Yeah.
And he talked about a thing called a temperature check, where he was, he's got his lovely fancy marine watch that cost him quite a few dollars, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And then, so what I did was I thought, hang on a second, this is something that I can really pull on. So I thought, right, okay, I haven't got that watch, but I got a nice guest watch with the only similarity that I bought it in New York. It keeps good time, and it's very, very methodical. It tick, 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 tick. So what I do is I have 4 alarm sets. I've covered this through with Stephen. I have an alarm that goes off at 10 in the morning. I have another one that goes off at 1 in the afternoon. I have one at 6 in the evening. I have one in 10 in the evening. And the reason I have the idea, what I do is I just stop and I kind of do a temperature check. And it was, I think you covered it a little bit yesterday, where you, I think, was it yesterday or the day before? Yeah, where you were saying about the being the positive and the minus. So I'm asking myself the questions: where am I? What am I doing? What's happening? What am I going to do next? And then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sort of, and I've got down here, embrace the learning. 1% change every week equates to change within 3 months, and incredible change within 1 year. So I've got that, and I'm going through that 4 times a day.
Wow.
And I've got it set up on my phone that it gets bleep bleep, and it gets temperature check, 10 o'clock, another one at 1, one at 6 o'clock, and then one at 10. And the one at 10 really is designed to make sure I'm ready to then go off and do my analysis, because the charts open here, the daily ones open at 11 o'clock here in Spain, because obviously the hour ahead.
Yeah,
so that's how I'm using it all the way through, and it's really helping me.
Excellent. I loved it when he was talking. I think it was an Omega watch, and he was talking about how it is designed to perform immaculately or flawlessly under pressure, which is he's got such a great way with
as I say, my watch isn't as expensive, but it's still a nice watch, but that was one of the big things I really extracted from that. So I've really thrown that into my whole daily routine, and I tell you, Jason, it really helps, especially with some of the stresses going on with having to fill out forms for accountants and making sure staff were paid and all these different things that are available since this coronavirus came along, So my learning points, what I've come out with was questions that I need to answer, I need to go back and do now is, I don't know what my max drawdown was. I don't know what my max winning streak was. I didn't have a rule in there for possible target twos. And the other thing as well is something I picked up again from the training this week. And again, this comes back to people every time going into the basic trainings again. I would always say to people to go back into it was, what happens if I do the daily chore where I just try and go a little bit higher quality and have every single candle opening in the bottom third rather than just lower 50 and lower third.
Yep.
So I want to go back and do those things. I've obviously now I've got because now I've finished the course. At the time I didn't have it. I've now got obviously the money management spreadsheet, so I need to make sure I use that because that's going to form part of a CRM system. Well, it is a CRM system. And I've also demonstrated to myself that I can do this. I can do that. Yes. I can do that daily chore in a forward testing scenario.
Amazing.
I feel like I've applied the learning and I'm growing. So
excellent, mate. You're doing a fantastic job. And considering what the kind of stuff that you've got on your shoulders at the moment, I take my hat off to you. Really, really do. So I know we're talking again on Monday, so I look forward to that because I'm going to talk a little bit more about your business. But is there anything that you want to kind of leave us with to say that you're going to kind of crack on with? Is it going to be
certainly
the back test, the reback test, or
right here are my goals for the next. As I say, I wanted to put these up to show everybody, but look, I can read them back anyway. I want to complete the learning actions from the daily chore. I call it Greystone Grind. I want to start, and I'm actually ready to go live because, as you know, Jason, I've got experience prior, but basically I just put a halt to everything until, I was ready to go. Yeah. I learned the wrong way, and I thought, right, now I'm not going to go back near a chart until I've learned the right way.
No.
So there are certain things that I've learned. I've gone, haha, yeah, that was right, and I thought, oh, bleep, that was wrong, and so I'm ready to go. I've got an account already funded and everything else, so I'm ready to start trading the daily chore live.
Good stuff.
And now I've got to start now because I've got one strategy. Now I need to work on adding another one. So now I've got to start doing the back testing. I've opted to go for the daily trend continuation. Where you're pulling back into the 20 and the 50, and I've added some other filter to that because I want to try and see if I can make that some higher quality. And I've got a whole load of extra things I want to add in. Continue watching all my stuff with yourself and Akil. Continue obviously growing with Stephen. I feel I do need to network a little bit more. I have the odd little chat with Gabby and say hello to a few other people, but I think I need to sort of maybe just network out and a little bit more and don't be scared to ask for some help. Yep. And now that I finished the course, I feel I need to get some more benefits from the platform, like get more into using the trading view, for example, yep. And report everything back upon a time you tell me. So if you tell me 3 weeks, 3 months, 4 months, you're the boss,
I think because you're rolling with it now, I think maybe I wouldn't say more than 6 weeks. Really, I'd like to kind of catch up within 6 weeks.
Pressure.
Just there's nothing to complete really. It's just a case of momentum and progress.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so, keep the ball rolling.
Yeah. So 6 weeks would be great. But obviously, we're talking on Monday anyway. So
yeah, the only bits of help I need, because I'm conscious of the time, I've probably taken up far too much time, is I probably will need to reach out a little bit of help with the money management spreadsheet, because although I've watched the training a couple of times, so I might harass someone like Naomi or Gabby. And by the way, it's great to have Gabby back as well, because I know she hadn't been well with the virus and stuff, and it was great to see her back yesterday.
She's a fighter.
top woman, top woman.
Yeah.
And the other thing as well, Jason, I'm not sure, you touched on it yesterday, was the daily chore trend, the daily chore tool, but I'm not sure if you've got that for MT4, if that's in a work in progress.
Yes, no, that is actually now, I want to say it's been completely tested. I've definitely tried to break it over the last week, and I believe it's ready. Daryl, do you know any more on that? Daryl's in the room.
Oh,
If he's
okay,
listening.
good.
But I believe that it's ready, and when it's ready, that means it's ready on MT4 and NinjaTrader.
Cool.
So that should be imminent.
So that will just appear in the tools section where we get the Enigma and BS1, yeah?
It will do, and
cool.
Well, it will come out with an email notification as well. So
brilliant.
Daryl's just typing in now, so we'll see what he says. But listen, mate, it's been a pleasure talking to you as always.
Sorry for taking us so much time.
That's all right. I'm in a bit of a relaxed one today. We're not doing anything else. So.